You know what's so funny? I got a lot of DMs kayak all these like mami kayak beragama gitu loh, kayak like all these like conservative moms, very religious and everything. Masa mereka DM gue kayak, gue doain lu impoten ya lonte. A lot of people think that podcasting is easy and that is just like it's you just get up in front of the camera and you just talk and then you upload and then that's it. It's like no, there's a lot of shit that goes into it. Rich Chindo kid, daddy's money, kayak apa keluar negeri cuma kayak boros-boros duitnya papi aja kayak gitu. First of all, like anybody, I would love to see anybody try and pull that shit with me because I don't even have a dad. So let's start there. Right? So everything from a mom. Let's get that shit fucking straight. I am not a stranger. I am not naive to the fact that yes, my community, especially here in Jakarta, is very small and everybody talks about me. That I'm not naive to. And I am somebody, I think luckily enough, I am just the right amount of cuekness where I can tell myself people are going to talk whatever they want to talk and it's none of my business and I don't got to give a shit about it. I can choose not to give a shit about it, right? Whether they agree with it, whether they don't agree with it, right? And my stance is, and actually, you know what? I'll take this opportunity to make this into a clip and put it out there. You know, for all my friends that, for all my friends that are watching this and, you know, y'all watch my content in general. And if y'all feel some type of way about it, you know, like I would think that a true and genuine friend would bring that up with me if that is actually something that you take such issue with. Because if you regard me as your friend the way that I regard you as a friend, I would want to know that you feel that way, right? And we can talk it out, we can dish it out at the table, at like in a civil and mature manner. But I don't fuck with, you know, the people that, you know, they're and this let's just keep it real, right? Like it happens a lot where it's like, you know, they're friendly to my face and they want to party and they want to kiki with me, they want to be seen with me in public because now I have that online clout-ish to provide. Right. But then I know that when my back is turned and they're talking shit and they're making fun of shit. Yeah. They're making fun of me and, you know, the shit that I say online, or, you know, chastising me when it's like, bitch, like let me see you do what I do. Let's see if you can do it better, right? So when it comes to the people in my circle, the people in my life, and if like my mom, for example. But see, the thing is, my mom, of course, because she's my mom, she'll bring it up to me though when she has a problem with the content that I make. Of course. But you know, my best friends, shout out to all my close friends, and y'all know who you all are because, like, you know, there have been moments where it's like, you know, they would come up to me, not that maybe they have a personal contention with it, but then maybe they would come up to me and be like, maybe you shouldn't say it this way, you know, and stuff like that. And see, I appreciate that from my friends just because it's. I don't know how to make it clear to people. I don't know how to make it any more clear to people that I do not take it personally if you have some feedback or constructive criticism to give my way, because I have now worked my way up. I'm so glad I've worked my way up to a level where I am able to be so objective about criticism, and like I know how to compartmentalize between the personal and the professional. And I would really appreciate if my friends did that with me more and just be straight up of like, maybe you could word this a little bit better, or maybe sometimes like do it like this, or maybe sometimes, you know, do that, right? Because I can't know everything on my own. Yeah, nggak sih?
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
of course.
So it's that. I don't know if that answers your question, Brian. Okay. I ramble too much. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's okay. By the way, speaking of triggered people, yang tadi the one that you mentioned tadi. Jadi basically, in this one video, I saw it on TikTok, by the way.
Right.
About this, basically, kalau virginity itu is a social construct.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've made a lot of videos talking about that. So, yeah. But,
tapi this is the thing. So I don't know where you got the data yang soal basically lo kalau naik in people in Indonesia kan banyak kan they use motorcycles, right?
Yeah.
Pakai motor, Gojek dan apapun itulah.
Yeah.
And it basically disrupts the hymen or something.
Yes, you can break your hymen. And actually, no, did you know that also research and science has already proven that some people are not even born with the hymen. The hymen can break from various activities ranging from riding motorcycles.
Hormonal inilah ya kan.
Or horses, or riding horses too.
Riding horses, riding motorbikes, right?
Tapi is that data?
Yes,
that's like
it's clear.
Okay.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
It's clear data. You go to any other, you go to any developing country and ask medical professionals over there, and they will tell you the exact same thing. The reason why over here our medical professionals do not say the same thing is, well, gua bisa ngomong gak ya tanpa masalah hukum.
Gimana ya?
But
Gimana ya? Aduh.
But there is a reason that I think a lot of people can guess why our medical professionals do not say that over here, despite a lot of medical professionals behind closed door knowing that that is fact.
Yes, facts.
Yes. Yes,
okay.
but I'm not gonna say it. I think y'all can figure it out for yourselves. But you go anywhere else, and everybody will tell you the hymen will break from anything. Lu olahraga aja, you angkat beban kayak gitu, it'll break.
Ini, deadlifting di gym.
Deadlifting?
Yeah.
You could be not born with a hymen. Some people are not born with a hymen.
Ya, tuh denger tuh. Ya, deadlift mulu di gym lu. Ya kan, break a hymen nggak bisa gitu.
Right.
So.
Have you guys seen The Sound of Freedom? Udah denger kan?
No, I heard of it.
You've heard of it. Of course you've heard of it. Yeah. I haven't watched it. I'm planning to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty popular in the US actually.
Of course, because you know what it's about, right,
It's
Brian?
it's about child trafficking.
Yes.
Child like kidnapping.
Yes.
It's very like Christian backed company actually. If you believe it.
It's very look, sure, yeah, okay, people have contentions with it being like, oh yeah,
It's
of
very
course,
Republican, like
very
Robert
Republican, very conservative. It's backed by a Christian production house or some shit like that.
Angel Studios, I believe. Yeah, but I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Right, like it's a bunch of Christians backing up the video, but itu urusan belakang lah. I don't give a fuck about that. Like the film is about child sex trafficking. I don't think you need to bring people's religion into it. I don't care if it's a bunch of Muslims that are backing the film.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Personally, gue malas sih kalau yang debat sama tentang agama gitu. I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
Please,
live your life.
Yeah, because I'm an open mind. I'm Catholic ya, tapi
You're Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic. Tapi I'm open minded. I mean, I'm not those yang kayak bener-bener yang gimana gitu.
Yeah, shoving your religion down people's throats.
Yeah, no. That's not my thing. That's not
Right.
my thing. Ini bukan. Ya, I hope you're not too. Ya. Tapi pokoknya kita ya nggak usah lah. Maksudnya kayak let there be peace in every religion.
Right.
Gitu.
Yeah. So
Damai lah
I don't
tuh.
think it matters that The Sound of Freedom is Christian backed. Like it's just a documentary
Iya.
talking about
Iya.
child sex trafficking. I think people should
Let's not
definitely
be
watch that.
hypocrites lah, ya nggak sih?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, ngomong-ngomong, you said you had a boyfriend back in college, you said, or
Yeah.
yeah. Tapi
I'm
sekarang-
single. If that's what you're asking, I'm single now.
how's the market like right now?
Dog shit. Why?
Dok, ya nggak apa-apa, nanya aja.
Dog shit.
Dia nggak mau nanya, so I'm basically.
I was gonna ask too actually.
Ya udah
But
tanya gitu. Sana.
Yeah, so like-
Silakan.
what's the market like? What's the market like for you? Who's like, you're a social influencer.
Ya biasa aja.
And you do talk about relationships sometimes, right?
Nggak,
On your
tangan
videos
tangan yang
and
belakang.
stuff, right?
Getting comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, in general, like, what's the market like
Dog
for
shit.
you?
She
and,
said
like,
dog shit, yeah.
For them, that's a very. I'm kind of being hyperbolic, right?
Yeah,
It's not.
hyperbolic.
It's not that. I guess I can't even say whether. I don't even know what to comment on how good it's going just because like I'm not even in it, right? Okay, but the other day I made a CMB account, a Coffee Meets Bagel account, just because to see like because I was in the car and I was bored and I was like, let's see what I can find over here. And there's nothing that I want to things that I have found in there I wish I did not see. So yeah, but it's more so where I'm at is of course, I want to find somebody. I think it's very disingenuous for anybody to put on the facade of like, men? Oh my God, no, I hate men. Who needs a man? Like, I'm a strong, independent woman and I do not need a man. Oh, bullshit. Like, everybody, the human condition is...
siapa gitu ya?
Kenal kalian, pastilah kalian.
Nggak usah.
But, I mean, yeah, of course, I want to find somebody and I hope one day that I will. And I'm not actively looking. If one comes my way, I would be so glad. But it's more so I am not active about putting myself out there. Not even because I don't want to, but just because I'm so busy. I'm just so busy. Like
We can see that.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of things going on with my career right now, and it's just like I'm at the point where I'm prioritizing my career over my love life, you know. And I think, you know, to an extent, I think everybody should be that way. I'm not saying that you should only focus on your career and never give a shit about love. Like, obviously, that's not the case, but there is a time and place for it. The time and place that I'm at right now is I need to build my career. I need to establish my own financial independence away from my mom, and but I'm also I ain't tripping about it because I'm just confident in my ability to attract men. So yeah,
bagus. This I support that.
So how do you find like
100%.
these men like in the past few years since your last relationship? Like, how do you find like what's your way to find like men? Like, is it through like like mutual friends or online or
no dating apps usually. I mean, like, my first serious relationship, that was with my high school sweetheart, so obviously we were classmates.
Just
shout out shout out to I think I really should put their name out of my mouth. I one day they might sue me or some shit, I don't fucking know. But
they have enough problems.
I'm kidding. I don't think they would do that. I don't think they hate me that much.
Okay.
But
I think just have enough problems saying.
You guys have enough shit to deal with without. You know, don't focus on me.
Yeah, because I know your problems, Jess. Jadi mendingan it's best that I don't say.
Yeah,
I know.
Right, but
it's on the news.
But yeah, after my high school sweetheart, it was more so. Well, and then the second one was the kenaling teman, and then after that, it was my third boyfriend we met on Bumble. So. And in general, like, how I go about finding men, I mean, what for me was so hard is that I want to find somebody. I want to find somebody because we first started off as friends first, right? So I would prefer the route of dikenalin teman. I would actually much prefer that. It's just none of my friends want to do that for me. So that's one. Number two, it's also just I don't think an option for where I'm at in life. Like, I don't even know how to. Even with dating apps, it's hard to find people. What more like in real life, you know? And all I do, I work, I stay in the studio, or I stay in my room in my mom's house, and all I do is work. I don't really put myself out there. It's hard, you know? But that's just the way it is right now, and I have to focus on other things.
And sometimes like the best relationships come from the ones that when you least expect it.
Yeah, the ones that you least expected.
When you're not even putting yourself out there too.
No, that is very true. Sometimes when you try too hard, you scare love away.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also, like, what's the biggest difference between like pas dulu dikenalin versus online when you met someone on Bumble? Like, how do you have a different approach to each when you first start for both of them, or is it like about the same? In terms of like, if you know what I'm trying to ask.
Maybe elaborate more. Like,
maksud gue kayak pas lu dikenalan temen, like, do you feel like? Because I felt like in the past, maksud gue, and I think a lot of people can agree with me. It's like you do feel pressure
to
like not to make it work, but like you don't want to mess it up too bad, or you don't want to fuck up somehow because you're gonna like disappoint your friends or whatever, or something like that, right?
When it's
versus online, like it's like they're like kind of a stranger-ish.
Yeah, with online, I guess pros and cons. Like, the pros of being online is that it's low stakes, right?
Yeah,
especially when it's with somebody.
That's what I meant.
Right, especially when it's with somebody who you don't have any mutuals with. It's like a clean slate almost, and it's very low stake. Whereas maybe when it's somebody who is dikenalin, and obviously it's a mutual friend, and it's like there is the pressure to jaga image, right? Because you don't want them talking shit with like the person that kenalin.
Yeah, especially if it doesn't work. Like,
especially if it doesn't work. Yeah, of course. But I think that's just a different conversation of like, I think people just got to be more mature, because obviously there's nothing wrong with you meeting up with somebody, going on a date, and then maybe like you're not each other's cup of tea, and like like you don't have what I'm looking for, I don't have what you're looking for, and like we can just be civil and responsible about it. We don't have to be children about it,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but when it comes to the whole finding somebody online versus finding somebody, I like through my own like intimate circles, what I want to prioritize in my next relationship is finding somebody who you are my bro first, you're my homie first before you are my man. Woo! So that if you can't talk to me as your girl, then you can talk to me as your homie.
Okay.
You know?
Someone that you can be both best friends, tapi at the same time.
Oh,
love
yes,
each other.
I very, and a lot of people. I've talked to some of my friends about this one, and some of my friends actually disagree. Where it's like some people they're more of the type where, no, you are sure we have elements of like where we can be friends, but you are not my friend, you are my girlfriend, or you are not my friend, you are my wife, you are my husband, you are my boyfriend, you are not my friend. But with me, I'm the complete opposite, where it's like, no, you are my friend first before you are my boyfriend. Yes. You are my friend first before you are my husband. So, yeah.
Who's the best person for you ya? Who's the best person yang biasa ngasih like good advice gitu?
I think it's just an amalgamation of like content, and I think luckily like I consume high quality content on social media.
Who do you look to when kalau mau advice?
I can't
relationship atau misalnya work advice? Nggak tahu.
I can't think of anybody in particular. It's literally just like a random amalgamation of whatever I find online that just resonates. But I mean, the reason why I don't watch a lot of TV shows is because I'm more of a podcast type of girl. So I tune into a lot of podcasts, and that's just what I do all day. So I don't just have an affinity for making podcasts, but I love listening to podcasts. And it takes up all the time that I would have for TV shows. And I love, some things that I consume online. I love On Purpose with Jay Shetty. I think everybody knows Jay Shetty. The very pretty British Indian guy that talks about therapy, and he used to be a monk. And I love Jay Shetty. And I love that self-develop on the tune of like self-development type of shit. That's like On Purpose with Jay Shetty, Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett. I like Modern Wisdom sama siapa sih namanya, Chris Williamson, or the white guy. I like, maybe I don't always agree with him, but I don't always agree with anybody, but I love their content. I like his content. And so that's more on like the personal development, and that's the only three I could think of. And then everything else, I like politics. I really like politics.
Oh yeah.
I think you can tell.
Yeah. We can tell sih.
Yes.
Kalau udah yang leaning towards those kind of topics, I think politics is like pasti ada nyangkutnya lah. Ya tadi politics. I know you really wanna say something so bad, tapi you know what? That's
yeah. It's so unfortunate.
Because I wanted to say something too, tapi
iya kan? Yeah.
Belum berani.
It's not even.
I'm not tretan Muslim level.
No, bro. Berani sih. It's more so me challenging certain notions and cultural norms and laws, and me doing the type of shit that I do online. The only thing that has ever stood in my way is legality. So I will not say anything, and I will not put anything out there that runs the risk of me getting in trouble with the law, because for obvious fucking reasons. But I don't mind if it's like it's legal, but it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Nah, itu aku suka.
Right.
I really like that. I fuck with that. Right.
Tapi do you know Tretan Muslim, the YouTuber? Oh, you should watch Tretan Muslim.
Orang Indo.
Yeah.
Tretan Muslim.
Right. And
dia orang Islam gak? Atau namanya aja
Muslim?
Yeah,
Muslim. Tapi
okay.
but that guy does a lot of like yang kayak dark jokes atau yang kayak nyindir politik gitu. But in a smart way. Tretan Muslim. Has he ever does he collab a lot with Habib Jafar? Yeah.
Tahu gue.
Yeah, that guy.
Habib Jafar, you know what? Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna try and get Habib Jafar to come on my show.
Wih, mantap. Oh my god.
Because I had a pastor come on the show. I don't know if you guys saw that episode.
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah. Questions that you're too afraid to ask a pastor. So I'm gonna do that, but the Islamic version, questions you're too afraid to ask a ustad kan?
Yeah, ustad.
Habib.
Yeah, Habib.
Ustad kan?
Gak ngerti gue takut salah jadi mendingan.
Yeah.
Tapi ya gitu lah. Namanya kan Habib Jafar ya.
Yes, Habib Jafar, yes.
Tapi that's the thing. Tadi yang the one that I say about yang Tretan Muslim sama Choki Pardede, if you heard of him.
Choki the one, the agnostic atheist one.
That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I know.
Wah itu I became a fan of them since
right.
A few months ago lah. Itu gokil sih itu.
I fuck with that one hard. Yeah, I heavy on his content. Yeah. I also would like for him and me to sit down and have a conversation. I think the issue sometimes also with me, obviously I'm lucky with the both of you because you guys understand English, but with me, kan, like with me what's difficult is like I want to collaborate with certain people. Choki, I don't think he speaks English.
Tapi he studied sastra Inggris. Back in Gunadarma University.
Okay,
kalau nggak salah.
So he can at least comprehend what I'm saying.
Of course.
Okay, so that one's fine because my Indonesian comprehension is fluent.
Okay.
Well, yeah, 8.59 out of 10 fluent.
I mean, he would understand English harusnya. Ya, gue nggak kenal. Maksudnya gue nggak kenal sih, tapi I'm just like stating this two famous YouTubers.
Yeah, well, no, but it's more so the issue with me sometimes, like being a content creator here in Indonesia, but my first language is English.
Right.
It's so sometimes it's like I find people that it's like, damn, we would be so good together. We would literally like tear up the fucking internet. We would burn the fucking internet down. But sometimes it's just a matter of language.
Yeah.
Where I maybe I wouldn't understand them too much, and then they wouldn't understand me that much.
Yeah, you two would tear the house down sih, parah sih.
Me and Choki?
Yeah, you Choki ternyata Muslim.
Choki sastra Inggris, okay, I'll hit him up.
Tapi gokil sih.
Yeah.
If they happen to be on your show, gua pasti nonton.
Yep.
Sumpah pasti nonton.
Yep.
So basically kesimpulannya podcasting udah.
Yes.
And then the eyelashes makeup. Eyelashes makeup apa?
Eyelashes.
Terus the nails and then apa lagi? Ya basically itu semua udah. Like what's next for Indah G?
What's next for Indah G?
Probably that nail business, right?
I mean, it's already it's under the brand. It's under the same license
It's a
Baddie
beauty
brand.
brand,
It's our new product line.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I mean
it was
that one's launching on the 18th. So I don't know when this is gonna come out, but
Semoga
you know,
sukses.
thank you. And like, okay, any girls and gays here, or even like okay, straight men, if you have a wife or girlfriend, right, lu daripada nungguin dia berapa jam nyalon kuku apa eyelash extensions kayak gitu, udah nggak usah nyusahin hidup, beliin aja dia eyelashes, beliin aja dia press on nails, biar lakuin sendiri di rumah, DIY.
Siap.
Independent woman. And but yeah, girls and gays watching this, I mean, yeah, lashes. I think everybody needs lashes. It's such a staple if you're a makeup girl, gal, gay.
Okay.
And nails, yeah. So that's launching. I have a lot of really exciting just opportunities that, I mean, I don't know if I want to say it now because it's not happened yet, but it's just, I'll tell you guys maybe like once the camera's off, but it's just, I have a lot of exciting things coming on.
Must be big. Yay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
And I have all these like opportunities that I never thought that I would be getting, and I'm so glad. I just need to get a hang of my sleep schedule to be able to enjoy everything to its fullest potential. But but it's really like the next 3 to 5 years, it's definitely just gonna be me hunkering down, focusing on growing the Indah G show, Licensed Baddie, and you know, just growing my platforms, and just I recently hit 100K recently, so it's like, you know, that's a huge milestone. Yes. And and I think for now that's all I can really see, and then maybe I don't know, maybe I find somebody, and then
basically keep doing what you're doing.
I'm keeping the course, you know.
Bagus lah.
And so, what kind of guys are you trying to like? What's your? Well, you asked for the fight somebody.
Bajingan.
You want to share about this? I mean,
udah mau closing ya.
You can
go.
You can cut this and move it to
mas go. Yeah, just splice it. Yeah.
Brian.
Ini good for buat gimmick ya. That's nice.
Brian is like seriously inquiring, right? The
Tapi,
type, what my type? You're asking for my type?
Yeah,
for
sure. Are you like the type to like bad boys, like F boys gitu?
No, that's such bullshit. Like you want me to narrow down my selection to like what?
Should I open a whiskey atau teh gitu biar ngobrol berdua gitu?
Enggak, I don't drink alcohol.
Ya, oke. Oh, oke.
Yes.
Oke.
So
You said
beda
whiskey,
sama
right?
aku. Iya.
Yeah. And also, even if I did drink alcohol, and I used to drink alcohol, whiskey tastes like shit, bro. You cannot convince me otherwise. Whiskey is like the most disgusting shit I've ever tasted.
So we're back to the guys again. So you're saying you're not interested in like the playboy type looking guys?
I'm so over that. I think that's a very juvenile.
Mohon maaf ya semua ya. Ya nggak apa-apa.
I just think that's very very.
Soalnya gue penasaran juga.
But I know a lot of people, they look at me and they would think like, okay, if it's like just generalization, like people look at me and they would assume like, oh yeah, Indah likes the bad boy types. I actually like the good boy types. Cause I'm already the bad girl type, so I need somebody to balance it out.
Okay.
I need somebody to balance it out. So I usually go for all the guys that are usually more, I don't want to say they're not shy, but they're just they're more
Introverted.
They're more introverted. Yes, I go for like the more quiet guys.
Oh.
So what's like the biggest difference between like the bad boy archetype and the good guys?
The biggest difference between the bad boy archetype and
The good guy types, I guess.
the biggest difference. I mean, there's a world of difference. I don't know where to even start. Like,
Yeah, like
how do
it's not all from the outside, right? It's all
Yeah.
not from the exterior look.
I'll fuck the bad boys, but I'm not gonna take them home. I almost wanted to go to Korea instead, just because number one, I had the most number of friends over there. Number two, because I wanted to go into cosmetics.
Oh yeah.
So it goes full circle now.
Yeah.
It does go
Oh,
full circle.
Yeah, but I went to LA mostly just because it was. I don't regret going to LA whatsoever. Yeah, I do not regret what having an American higher education has given me and like the doors that it has opened for me. I do not take that for granted. But I really just do think it doesn't really matter in terms of university where you go, as long as you just go to university. Yang nggak sih? As long as you get an education, it doesn't matter which school you go to, which country you go to. All of that. A lot of people, I think, and I used to be able to relate to this, of like there's also this like social pressure of like going to certain countries or going to certain institutions because you want to put up a facade and you want to have something to prove, right? And you want the social status, you want the social status that is associated with going to that certain country or going to that certain institution. But all of that is so maybe, I don't know if people listening to this, like maybe they think that I'm not the best person to talk about this. Okay, fair. But this is a genuine opinion of mine where all of that is just so shallow and superficial. And in the real world, nobody cares which country you graduated out of. It doesn't matter which university you graduated out of. What matters is that you get a university education. Or maybe with some people, you don't even have to go to university, to be honest. But all that matters is that when you get an education, it matters what you make out of it.
Yeah.
It matters what you make of it. It also matters where location and geography might matter is because connections, of course, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It all depends on connections. But with me, I wanted to go to either Korea or the U.S. because with Korea, again, I grew up very intimately with the Korean Indonesian community here because of the nature of my mom's work. So it's also Korea. I grew up very close with Korean culture too, so it was something that would have felt like home, Well, with America, it's just because like, okay, I went to JIS, most people go to the US, and also because I speak English, right? And it's like, I grew up very Americanized, very Westernized, and so it just also makes sense to go to America. So, yang mana aja sih, nggak gitu peduli yang mana aja kayak gitu. Back then my mentality was more so like yang paling penting gue sekolah aja. Paling penting gue sekolah aja. My mom wanted me to go to the US soalnya mau status kan. Like, let's just be real. No, I'll keep it real. Like, let's just be real. Like, because especially like Chindo kid went to JIS and then goes to school in LA. Of course, there's a lot of like prestige. There's a lot of prestige that is attached to that, and my mom wanted that for me. So there was that. But I loved going to LMU. Again, for all of America's flaws, America is not the greatest country in the world, but it is a good country. I will say that. It's a good country with lots of good people, interesting society and culture. And I enjoyed my time in the US. My life in LA wasn't just, buang-buang boros duitnya mami kayak gitu. Like, no, I worked not just in the academic sense. I was taking 21 out of 19 credits most of the time per semester. And I worked 7 different jobs throughout my time as a college student. Like,
What kind of jobs? Like in campus?
7 jobs?
not in one go, but throughout.
Oh,
On campus or?
On campus, off campus.
Yeah.
I've worked everything from like customer service and babysitting. My first job was babysitting, and it was actually illegal. Because I was a freshman year, first semester, we're not allowed to work, but I had a under the table babysitting job, and that was how I was making money for a while. So I've worked everything from babysitting, and I worked a lot of customer service jobs. I used to be an essay reviewer. That's probably why a lot of people, I tell them that, and they're like, oh, no wonder you're so fasih ngomong, and like I have a lot of vocabularies because I used to review essays as well. And I worked in the food pantry. I organized food pantry so that for students at LMU who had food insecurity, they didn't have the money to eat, that they can just like come in and they get food for free. So I organized that. I've worked all of those types of like more low level jobs to working at a marketing firm up in West Hollywood. So
Nice.
yeah, I worked hard. I partied hard. Sure, I partied hard, but I worked really hard as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
Pokoknya, thank you for being here, and it means so much to us ya, the melting pot ini. Ya, all my nervousness it's repaid lah. Udah paid off lah ini soalnya. Nggak, tapi seriously the first like 10 minutes 15 minutes of this freaking episode tuh gue bener-bener aduh gimana nih.
Oh my god, no, do not sweat it. No, so somebody, bro.
I was sweating.
No, I mean, yeah, not literally, but it's like, no, dude, like somebody like me, looking at people like you guys that are just starting out at the thing that I'm already now in the middle of. Like, we are the last people to ever laugh at you guys or like shame you guys or whatever, because I've been here, I've done that, you know. So it's
Makasih loh.
yeah, I don't know, of course. So it's like everybody's got to start somewhere, you know. I started out, I was telling him, right, I started out with nothing but one camera and two handheld microphones like this, which is why this is like giving me a throwback, because I used to do this as well. And I didn't have lighting, so I would have to rely on natural sunlight. So I would have like a room, and like there would be a lot of natural light pouring in. Yeah, gini, right? And so I had a time limit. I had to finish everything before 4 p.m. Otherwise, I was screwed. I had no lighting.
Oh gitu. Apalagi kalau if the weather is mendung gitu.
Apalagi kalau pernah.
Screwed, right?
One time I wanted to film, and then I came to my to that the place where I was shooting, and then terus mulai hujan, and then it's like, oh shit, I came all the way here and I can't film.
Yeah. Tapi all that
It's paid
struggles,
off. Yeah, but it's paid off, and I'm proud of my humble beginnings.
Wow.
So yes.
Yeah. Kalau man, hearing that just turns me on ya. Jadi makin jadi
Motivated.
lebih semangat, motivating. So I guess
Thank you again for like like your content's great. Check out her show. Right? That's the short.
Kalau buat yang belum tahu Indah Ji, please check out her YouTube channel, TikTok. Apalagi also have Spotify podcast.
The Indah G show is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, like a whole, wherever you tune into your podcasts. I'm sure we're on there. But primarily Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Follow me at It's Indah G on TikTok and Instagram. There's the Indah G show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and TikTok as well. Y'all need lashes and nails, Licensed Baddie. Y'all know where it's at.
There you go.
And thank you so much for having me here and really just giving me an opportunity to jerk myself off and talk about myself.
kita yang thank you juga. We thank you so much, and tadi for the encouraging words. So I guess don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. To our channel, please. If you haven't, subscribe to our channel for more content like this.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. And then
support new and up and coming creators.
Amin ya Tuhan. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much. See you next time, boys and girls.